Hi everyone, my name's Cathy. Welcome to Skint Living UK. My usual Frugal Friday video wasn't put up yesterday because I fell asleep. I went up to my bed. I thought, right, I'll shoot this video now. I've got all my notes and everything ready to do it, and I fell asleep. I think I'm just shattered with all the DIY I've done all week. Sorry it's been a bit dull this week because all I've done is shopping and DIY videos. I haven't had a chance to do anything interesting, no cooking or crafting or anything like that. Any tips or anything like that. Not frugal, as they say, because I've just been getting on with the DIY and obviously shopping because we need to eat. So apologies for that. But saying that, thank you so much for all the support, all the kind words. It's really appreciated. Thank you. It keeps me going, spurs me on. Me and kids and grandkids, hello hon. We were talking about Victorian buildings, old buildings, because my house is Edwardian, and she was saying she used to live in a Victorian house. And when the BT engineer came, he broke 2 drill bits trying to drill through the walls because the wall was rock hard. Yeah, because they're solidly built, aren't they? People think that they're all crumbly and falling down. We had the same experience when we got our washing machine plumbed in because the pipe where the water used to come out of was connected to the sink pipes, and when the washing machine was emptying, it filled up the sink. I got fed up with it, so I got a plumber out to drill through the wall and put an external pipe out because I couldn't get through the wall, and apparently neither could he. He was saying ages. But that was the price he quoted, so that was the price I paid. But you could hear him go, "Sassa fracking, racking." And at one point he got up and I gave him a brew and he was like, "God, that wall's rock hard." And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "That's why you're here," because I couldn't get through it either. And he was like, "Phew." He did it in the end, give the hat off to him, we did do it. But yeah, she said that when the kids used to play, they used to stand on the windowsills because the windows were massive and hide behind the curtains. I think that's lovely. We were also talking about a lot of places now, a lot of councils, rather than building new schools, they're renovating the Victorian old schools, putting extensions on them as well. So there's more room because they've realised A, it's cheaper, it's better for B, it's better for the environment because they're not destroying something and then rebuilding something, and C, they're better made. Those Victorian schools will last hundreds of years, whereas modern new builds won't. I've taught in modern new build schools and they won't. We've gone in when nothing works and it's shoddy already, and they were just moved in and they couldn't even have a whole school assembly because it was too small. It looked all big and cavernous, but you couldn't have a whole school assembly in them. So yeah, so these new builds might look flashy, but underneath. Have you heard the phrase "all fair coat and no knickers"? That's what modern schools are like. If I've offended anyone, I'm sorry. Yeah, I grew up in a Victorian house with my granddad and my mum and my sister. And it was massive. 2 attics, double cellar, back garden, big kitchen. It had like a built-in dresser. It had the Belfast sink in the corner with the tap coming off the wall, and it still had the original cast iron range in the fireplace. We didn't use it, but it was stunning. And we had one of those 1950s, 60s larders where you had the pull down door, and it was enamelled metal on the lid. I think you were meant to chop bread on it and things like that. I love those old vintagey style dresses. I had one years ago, and I regret getting rid of it now. I might invest in a new one. Well, not a new one, a vintage one. Because I think those old larders were great. People used to say they'd fall all over, but if you attach them to the wall, problem solved. Yeah, when we moved out, I was 7. And a few months later, it got pulled down along with another few along the block. And they built these 3-storey blocks of flats. This is like 76, 77 Jubilee year, and in the early 90s they were pulled down because they were rubbish, and they've built houses there now. Yeah, so Victorian is the way to go, I think, if you're going to buy a property. The There's more space. Like this house, a lot of people knock through the walls to the living room and dining room because there's 2 living rooms. New houses generally don't have 2 living rooms. It's just 1 living room, isn't it? And bathrooms, they're tiny like my one, but my one's tiny because they cut the bedroom in half, so they kept the bedroom and the other half was the bathroom. But modern ones are built like that, and often they don't even have a window. I mean, a bathroom without a window, what are they thinking of? It's like, oh, this is a wet, steamy, damp room, what should we do? We'll get rid of the window. Doesn't make sense. So anyway, I've been working hard. I've been trying to finish the bathroom. I'm still waiting on my girl, so it hasn't been delivered by eBay yet. And I'm like, oh, I went buy from that seller again. Rubbish. She goes, I've had a long weekend away. After I kept messaging them, I said, wait, you haven't even posted it yet. Yeah, I'm just trying to save some money. It was £5 cheaper than the shop. So because I picked it up from the shop, but I need to watch my pennies because I've dipped into my emergency fund. And that's why I put an emergency fund video up on my community post, because basically after I pay the plumber next week, out my pension and out my emergency fund, I'm back to square one again, get my emergency fund. Because I had to buy a new kitchen tap, because I thought, well, if I've got the plumber here, I can fit the kitchen tap as well as put the bath, sink and toilet in next week in the bathroom. If he's here, I think it's going to work out cheaper rather than getting the second plumber out just to do the kitchen tap. So yeah, it's never ending. So yeah. So thanks for all the support over the DIY. I appreciate it. I'm sorry if the video's been a bit dull. I did try to mix it up during the week, talking about kiddies videos, about how expensive they are. Kids and grandkids said that kids' uniforms, yeah. Her granddaughter's off to high school and she's contributing towards the uniform, but she just thinks primary school uniforms are ridiculous, the amount that they want and charge and all the rest of it. Because the kids keep growing at that age, don't they? Yeah. At least it sort of stabilises a little bit when they're in senior school. When she was in senior school, she said her mum bought her this big duffel coat. It was massive. And her mum had like hemmed it up, tucked the sleeves in and everything, so she was in this big bulky duffel coat. And she said when it rains, because she said it was like a horse's head, it was massive. When it rains, it took days to dry out. So I've got visions of this cute little kid in this big massive coat swamping her when she was little. Oh, God love her. Yeah. So yeah, so it's been interesting talking about stuff like that with the kiddies and everything. Sue Green 940, hello Sue. She was saying, because she was I made her laugh out loud when I was talking. I said I was like the Pope, because I was talking about the baton going across and down. I like that. And I said, oh God, I feel like a Pope, like I'm blessing people. And she says it made her laugh out loud. Sandra Parry, hello Sandra, thanks for all the lovely comments this week. Sandra Parry 8653, hello hon. Years ago, my daughter bought a house and they had to sign like a disclaimer paper saying like they enter the building at their own risk, because the roof had a big hole in it and someone had shoved an umbrella in trying to stop the water coming, but that didn't work. And so they had to get the builders in to do stuff like that, but they did a lot of the stuff themselves and they really enjoyed it, like laying the kitchen tile floor and stuff like that. When she moved in, there was an electric wire hanging off the walls, and even Cathy with the sink. Yeah, my first house, my last house, I bought in 2002. The walls were dead crumbly. It was just like you'd touch them and they all moved and fell. We had sash windows that you couldn't open. They were nailed shut for understandable reasons, because they were going to fall out. So yeah, the back door we could barely open, the front door wouldn't stay locked. There was gaps all around the windows. The kitchen just had a sink in it. There was no tiles on the kitchen floor. The kitchen was tiny. Yeah, it was just like never ending. So I'm used to like knocking plaster off walls and stuff like that, because that's what we did in the other house. My son, who lives in Scotland, he helped me. He was like 7, 8, 9, 10. All those years, he would help me knock the plaster off and bag it up. He was a great little worker, honestly. He was a good builder's mate, as they say. yeah, so like doing stuff like that in this house, it hasn't really fazed me because we had to do it in the last house. Because even though I was working full time and I was doing side hustles like eBay and stuff, um, I had to save money because like the kids were in childcare, breakfast club, after school club when they were older, all those sorts of things, and they were into martial arts and stuff from about 7 upwards. You gotta find ways to pay for things, haven't you? So yeah, my son was great. So when he said when he gets his own place, he won't be phased either because he's did it, been there, done it all. So hats off to Sandra Parry and her daughter because they got stuck in and they did it. Well done, ladies. She was telling me as well, she pulled out these big plants in the garden because they were too big for the spot they were in. And her local botanic gardens are always after free plants. So the only way she could get it there was to stick it in a shopping trolley. She had the dog in tow, the dog was in a harness. And so the sort of like the trolley was between her and the dog, and they were stopping traffic because she couldn't really see where she was going because the plants were so tall. And but the dog seemed to know where it was going, thank goodness. So all his plants, the dog, trying to see where she's going. So funny. So thanks for that story, Sandra. Appreciate it. Frank MacHale 343. Hello, lovely Frank. He said Brexit in hitting Ireland as well because I was moaning about me mouldy cheese and croissants, and he was like, yeah, they have short dates there if it's British stuff because we're their biggest trading partner, whereas the Irish products tend to have longer dates. Captain Nemo 190, hello. He recommends great. As soon as you get the cheese, grate it and freeze it. That way it's ready to go. Yeah, good idea. Bob R-W6L. Hello, Bob. So take it back to the shop. The more we push back, maybe they'll realise there's something going on because the food's like mouldy going off. Yeah. He recommends a cool bag to bring home your shopping in. Yeah, I keep meaning to buy one of them, but it's just one of those things I never seem to get round to. Grace Conroy, hello Grace. She said her mum used to drink Guinness as well. That's why she sent me some money for Guinness. My nan used to drink Mackesons, which is similar to Guinness but a taller bottle. And she used to use that same excuse as well. That has got iron in it. I think it was their generation, justifying why they were boozing. I was moaning about the price of lamb and beef. Philip Davidson, hello Philip. Recommend buying it at Christmas and Easter because they are always on offer. And just stash up. No, get a big stash going in your freezer. Yeah, stock up. Yeah, that's a good tip actually. Lovely Taffy Nige Webb says, stop doing so much, you're making me look useless. I'm not trying to make you look useless. This is just how I live my life. That's why I call this Skint Living, because I am skint and this is how I live my life. And that's why my channel's called Skint Living UK. Because it's not just about frugality, it's just about like, this is what life's like. Get on with it, do it. And that process saves me money. Jan Johnson, hello Jan, 5209, she's a lovely lady, always making lovely comments, always interesting. She says she's had a busy month, she's had a good month in July, she got made £37 from selling stuff. Good on you, honey. She's drowning in blackberries, she says at the moment, and she's been to a local community shop. It's part of the fair share where you pay half price for stuff, so they get to nicer goods, toiletries, food and all that sort of thing. So she got 2 packs of chicken, 2 long red peppers, 2 heads of broccoli, 4 pints of milk, a dozen eggs, hair masks for her hair, and they always give you free bread, and it came to £13. Well done, honey, I'm impressed. Lovely Lynn Norman, hello Lynn. She says, because she lives in Cornwall, and she said there's just so many visitors to Cornwall now, so they don't tend to find any bargains in the shops anymore, especially for the meat, because it's visitors and they've got all the money, haven't they? So the shops won't reduce the prices. And she said by the end of the day, the supermarket looks like a plague of locusts have landed. Yeah, because the shop must be stripped, because they've got all these visitors piling in and the shops get decimated. Yeah, oh. In me kids video about kids being expensive, basically I was moaning about because childcare and rent are the two biggest costs, aren't they? Because like childcare these days, even when I was paying childcare years ago, 2002 onwards, it was still more than my mortgage. But it is, it just tends to be more than people's rent or mortgage. And if you've got 2 or 3 kids, it's just like... So single mums have a tough time of it because like they're doing it all on their own. And if you're getting minimal child support, I was getting £21 after a few years of the CSA dragging the fees. It was so bad, my MP got onto them and made them pay me compensation because basically it was like, what's the delay? 3.5 years it took them, and then I didn't actually receive payment till over another year later. So it was over 4.5 years, pushing 5 years before I actually saw any money. Yeah, so you know, what are you supposed to do with 21 quid? Well, nothing really, is there? Kids and grandkids made lovely comments about her coast. Jean Smith, she says, yeah, it's expensive to have children. She says she doesn't know how people manage, especially in the summer holidays, yeah. There's a lovely lady, Sensibly Frugal Living. She's got kids at home and her kids are off for summer holidays now, and she does all the little videos with all the things she's doing with the kids and the cooking and all that. So industrious, such a clever lady. And her channel, often like mine, has low views. Now and again she gets a good video with, she's got quite high views, but generally her views are in the hundreds as well. It's just like, so many frugal channels are being squashed while other ones are just dominating and they're not particularly interesting. Maybe I need to say I'm 58 and a quarter. I haven't got a state pension, so I'm not living on that. I haven't got a second home, I'm sorry, unless you include me half shed in the garden where the spiders live. Yeah, so obviously I need to be more like Patricia. Yeah, she said when her child was in there, she didn't say if it was a boy or a girl. She was made up with a nursery, but it didn't open till 8, and she was actually meant to be in work at 8. And how she feels, because when I was paying, I had to pay even though my son was in nursery, I had to pay the child, drop my son off at the childminds. She would take him to nursery, and then she would pick him up at lunchtime because he was only in half days, because the government only subsidised half days, and the nursery was only like half days, so you either had mornings or afternoons. So I was still paying the same amount of money, so it was nice that my son was playing with the kiddies and things like that and learning stuff. So governments need to help people more, so they shouldn't be moaning about the birth rates when they do stupid things like kiddies having half days in nursery, because if you're working, it's useless, it's next to useless. It's great for the kids to have that social interaction, but from a childcare price cost angle, it's a waste of time, because it's like you got to pay for wraparound childcare. So it sort of defeats the object, doesn't it? So there you go, that's me moan, and thanks again for all the support over the DIY, and I'll try and find something a bit more interesting to talk about next week. But as they say, don't hold your breath. Bye for now. I hope you're well. Look after yourselves and let me know what wonderful things you've been up to this week, because as always, I'm always interested, because that's the best thing about YouTube, is the comments and the funny stories that we can share with each other. Bye for now.